1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, testing. All right. Uh, okay, how's everybody doing? I'm just inviting everybody to the show. Please hold on just a second. All right. Oof. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, how is everybody doing? Mm-mm. Oh boy, I forgot to. Mm-mm. Well, that's fine. I forgot to change the thumbnail on the video. If you can hear me, please type yes on the chat. I appreciate that. All right, I think you can hear me. Yeah, so pretty cool trading day today. I hope, well, if you're a VIP, uh, both 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 trades today eventually hit targets. I personally um, got stopped out at break even on both, but that's fine, right? That's fine. I hope some of you really wrote those trades down. The pound yen. Um, I'm gonna show you here. Gold, the pound yen. This was the pound yen trade that eventually hit targets um, for about 120 pips, and then we had this gold sale um, that hit targets. The sale was around here that hit targets for about 1,000 pips. So that was very, very good. All right, so um, hold on. I'm just looking here at one of my charts on my other screen. Right. So gold is melting. Metals are really, 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 really melting. Here it is. Yeah, I mean, this is and was a big level in gold. And actually, what I was looking for were possible buys, right? In gold. Now that we have this massive breakout, I'm no longer looking for buys, right? That's why I also had my targets in gold on the average daily lows, right? So let's have a look at the big picture here in this market. This is, let me just look at this. Boom. This is the level that I was looking for possible longs in gold, right? May 2021 highs. Right here. Mostly because of the past rejections on this level right here. Boom. So, hey, if you have any questions, just type on the chat. I will get to those whenever you type them, actually. So, what I'm going to do, or what is my plan here on this market? Well, I'm no longer looking for shorts, for longs, right? Eventually, I will look for some kind of a rejection at this level. Now, the reason that I will be looking at this level is pretty simple. Show you. This is actually the no trade range lows, right? This is the or my bull bear level, which means that even though we've had this big breakout in gold, right, to the downside. I am not looking for long-term shorts, right? Why? The reason is that this is the level that I'm looking for big buyers to jump in, right? Let's move this to a 3-day chart or so. Now, if you notice, after the break of, um, yeah, let's go ahead and use this, of this flag, right here. This massive flag on on the higher time frames. The sentiment in this market continues to be very bullish, right? Now, the structure here is not as clean as I would love it to be, right? But this is uh, where I will be looking for big rejections, right? Now, on the short term, I am still looking for shorts, right? Where could these shorts be? After the break of May 2021 highs to the downside, I will be looking for a retest, right? A pullback towards this level. Now, the actual level that I will be using for pullbacks or to look for pullbacks is this, the 1915, 50. Right, so let's put on red coordinates here. 40, I'm sorry. Right, so this is the level that I will be looking for pullbacks. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Godspeed. I don't know if it's going to happen today or if it's going to happen at all, right? But it's obviously ill-advised to be shorting this market at the close of the move. Now, let's go. Why don't we have a look at the lower time frames, the 50-minute chart or so? Yeah, this breakout is massive. It's massive. And if you notice, from the highs around the 1955 level or so, pullbacks have not been quite deep, right? The only one is this one right here, the first one from the lows of last week. We're talking about a 1% move to the upside. So if we extrapolate that for possible pullback, let's have a look here from the lows. Yeah, eventually we could be looking at a retest of the previous broken lows around the 1912, 1913. This is where I will be looking for shorts. But this move is so strong that the probability of this pullback playing out is extremely low. Extremely low. Right, more so because we have pre-market volume and the New York Open, and uh, yeah, it's not likely that big buyers are going to jump in here in the middle of nowhere. So gold is gone, right? Gold is gone. What are you guys trading? Are you still holding gold shorts? Because if you are, congratulations. Silver, same thing. So let's have a look at the US dollar, then we're going to have a look at the Japanese. So, if you watch my video on Sunday, I told you guys that this is the zone that I was looking for buys on the USD, and after that, you can see that we saw 0.7% rally in the US dollar. So that was the spot to look for longs on the USD. Sadly, I missed that move. It happened during my downtime. You know, you can't catch every single move, and that is completely and utterly fine. So, what am I going to look for on the USD? Well, right now, possible pullbacks towards last week's highs. I'm sorry, Friday's highs. That would be a good start to look for longs. So basically, this level right here, and this would be, you know, short-term longs. We do have to wait for the open, for the New York Open. Also because buying here would be ill-advised since we are in the middle of nowhere. But what markets I'm looking for uh, to play these US dollar longs? Right. In my video, I told you that the US dollar Mexican peso was my preferred market, and that long yield a nice 1.43% move or 288 pips, right? Well, I hope some of you who watch my video were able to take that move. I was not able to take that move because, well, I woke up and price was already here at the highs. Now let's have a look at the Euro USD, the pound. Here we go. Before we go away from the USD Mexican peso, I'm actually looking for. Hold on. Let me just delete all of these drawings. My view on the Nasdaq, yeah, sure. I'm going to have a look at US equities too. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the US equities. Hold on. Let me just finish up with what I'm doing here. So the US dollar Mexican peso still, a retest of this previous broken high still very much in play on the higher time frames. The thing about this that I really don't like is the risk to reward ratio, right? So let's have a look and should the US dollar Mexican peso retest that 2020 level or so, my stop losses have to be below the structured low and targets at the next key level. Well, that will give me a 2.3 R for kind of a swing trade, right? So I'm going to put that on the back burner. Just going to put on a alert here. All right, hold on. The retest of 2020. Gold, I already did gold. Gold, dude. I don't know. If are you a VIP member or not? Because gold is crashing, melting, and the VIPs got a trade. This trade actually. This was the trade that the VIPs got, and it hit targets. Right. Some of them are no, I'm not gonna buy gold. Are you crazy? Some of them are still holding that trade, but I am out. So where was I? US dollar Mexican peso, right? So the USD Mexican peso here at the retest, possible deep buys, right at the retest of that zone. That would be great. So that is on the back burner. Yeah, a quick look at the majors. The pound USD also broke with a massive level, this level on the daily. So this is kind of cool, right? Because, um, yeah, let me show you. Just going to delete these thick lines that I have on my chart. So this is what I'm looking at on the pound US dollar, right? Um, uh, well, wow. Actually, let me just put that line on all of my charts. Okay, so this is a massive key pivotal level dating back to June 2019 on the pound. I'm going to color it. On the pound US dollar, right? I'll use yellow. I don't know. That's fine. And let's have a look at the 8 hour chart or so, because I mean, if we don't have a clean break of this level, it's the 127, 127.40 or so. Yeah, I mean, if we don't have a clean break of this level, my idea, how Chet and how are you? My idea of looking for shorts here, would not be valid. Yeah, so let me show you what I have in mind here. The cool thing about possible shorts here on this market is the potential to the downside, right? So the level is around the 122, 25 or so. So basically, what I would want to see here, right, is a clean break of this level. Right now, with prices really just retesting it, and a pullback towards that broken level, and here is where I would look for shorts. Now, the cool thing about this one, actually, I'm going to tag it in red because it's hot. The cool thing about this market is the possible risk to reward ratio. I mean, we're looking at about a, I mean, I'm not going to catch the entire move to the downside should this play out, right? But it is a 490 pip range that we are looking at here on this market. And yeah, right now, absolutely no setup to sell, right? Even on the very low time frames, let's have a look at the hourly. Right, on the hourly, right? I could look, I would be intrigued to look for some kind of shorts at the retest of, this was Friday's lows, I think so. Yeah, Friday's lows. So on the lower time frames, here is the pullback zone that I would be interested in shorting, right? Also, because of the risk to reward ratio that this setup would yield, a very, very, very tiny stop loss in the sense that, let's just imagine that we get that pullback towards the 128, 30, 25 level or so. Um, uh, and targeting that massive key level on the daily, that would yield that 2.78 R on a short-term trade. Now, the idea here would be taking off by 50 or to 75% off and letting the rest of it ride for a possible true breakout of that 127.30 or so. So the pound US dollar looks good to the downside. Now on the higher time frames, 4 hour chart or so, let's just delete all these thick lines. On the higher time frames, right? Now, what I just told you about Friday's lows would be a day trade, right? But the long term level that I will be looking. If the pullback is very deep, the 130 level would be very nice and would yield a super, super good risk to reward ratio. Now, this would be more of a swing trade, guys. Um, Placing stop losses above Friday's highs, targeting first target would be the 127.50 or so, that massive pivotal level on the daily, and letting the rest of it ride towards the low of the range that I just showed you. So two possible short setups here on the pound US dollar on a daily basis and on a swing trade basis. I'm pretty sure I would not consider actually a pullback towards Friday's lows. This is actually where this is the most optimal setup for shorting this market. Now, these are only ideas that I have. Hold on, possible shorts. I retest, of course. Now I need to work on my alerts. Now, the US dollar, Canadian dollar. Yeah, the USD CAD. I mean, I'm just waiting for pullbacks, guys. To be completely and utterly honest. I mean, this daily candle on the USD CAD is massive, right? We're talking about a range here today of about 200, 300 pips. So, 300 pip move when the average daily range on this market should be. Let's have a look. Yeah, 150 or so. Why did you tell us to close the short order on gold? We lost lots of money. Well, mate, I didn't tell you to do anything. I closed my trade, and yeah, I mean, if you followed, that's completely fine. I follow my rules. Let me be very, very clear with this. I follow my rules. If I miss a move, I really don't care. It really doesn't pay me at all. It doesn't fucking matter to me, right? What you are doing right now, I mean, you don't have the correct mindset to be trading because you are looking at the possible money that you would have made on that move in gold. So you are being results oriented and focusing on one single trade. That is not the way to do it, right? Today, yeah, I missed the move, but most of the times, by following my rules, I would avoid my stop losses to get hit. So, you do you, right? You trade your account, uh, and don't get angry, right? I'm very happy with my trading, mate. You know, So, US dollar, Canadian dollar, also waiting for pullbacks. I mean, this is a massive zone, I'm sorry. So, pause, deep buy on a retest. All of these zones are massive. All of these zones are massive. And of course, I don't know if these pullbacks are going to play out. But just have a look at how massive and thick this zone has been in the past, right? And how much selling pressure was being traded, or how much selling volume was being traded here in the past weeks, or in the past couple of days, right? Now that buyers are in control of this market, what I'm waiting for is a pullback towards this level for me to look for buys. And this is going to yield a very nice, also risk to reward on a swing trade. Now, US dollar, Canadian dollar is hot. The Euro USD. Yeah, I don't like trading the Euro USD to be completely honest, and I'm gonna just avoid it. Now, this was a buy stop that I had that didn't get triggered, last week, and no, I'm not pissed off, Chris. Don't worry. I mean, I'm not pissed off. I mean, don't put a tone on what I say, mate. I'm not pissed off. I'm just trying to be, you know, as blunt as I can because it's important. It's important to be in the correct mindset, right? It's super, super important. And yeah, I mean, it hurts to watch. I mean, to close a trade at break even and then just watch price dip from my entry. I don't even fucking know where my entry was, but I don't know, for about 250 pips or so. Yeah, I mean, it hurts, but shake that shit off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Let's move on to the next trade. Also, I mean, I got stopped out at break even on my GBP Japanese yen that I took on Sunday, on the Sunday Open, right? And the reason that I moved my stops to break even on this one is because I was going to bed and I was not going to leave my full risk on um, on a trade that was trading around my entry, right? So again, I mean, both trades, both VIP trades today were excellent setups, and both trades were based on the new F1 strategy that I just developed. I mean, that strategy is powerful. Let me show you. These are all the setups that this strategy yield today. Um, the Aussie USD, boom, hit targets. The Euro Aussie, boom, hit targets. The Aussie Yen, boom, hit targets. The Pound Yen, hit targets. And the Aussie CAD, boom, hit targets. So this strategy is really, really powerful. And yeah, I'm going to, uh, I haven't, I need to record the videos, step by step, uh, and, the step by step and the rules and etc. Trade management. And yeah, it'll be available within a week. For example, you could have left the trade going like I did, but what happens when it hits 3% or so? I moved my stop to break even, and then it went back to the stop loss and took me out of the trade. Most traders on your channel are beginners in my view and require some education. What rule are you referring to? No, I mean, these are my rules, my personal rules, right? I have time stops uh, on that particular gold trade. I mean, if to answer the first question, if your trade is up 3%, I mean, take some fucking profits of the market, please. It's really hard yeah, to make money trading. So, I mean, and 3%, don't be greedy. 3% is an amazing result. The rules on that particular gold trade. Let's go. I'm gonna show you. Um, yeah, I mean, let's go to the 5 minute chart. Uh, I'm gonna try to see it here. So here's what was going on during that trade, right? I took the position around this level. I mean, I can't show you the actual setup because I'm not going to you know go step by step on the new strategy that I'm launching. But I took the trade here. My stop losses were above this high, so the stop loss was very, very tiny, right? I mean, that really doesn't matter. But it was a day trade, and after this low formed, the uh, the immediate structure was holding, right? Was holding. Buyers were jumping in, right? Buyers were jumping in. So at that moment, the edge on my trade was gone, right? I don't care. I don't care if it eventually broke and hit my targets. I don't care, right? You know, I give my trade a certain amount of time, and after that time, uh, my rule is to close it, right? Because it has no edge. It is gambling, right? And why do I do that? Because I have done the work. I have backtested my setups. I have backtested, this particular trade, this particular setup, and I know that more often than not, when this happens, I get stopped out. So I protect my equity, and that is the first rule that I have. Yeah, eventually it broke to the downside. That's a cool thing, but I'm not results oriented. All the decisions that I take are based on historic data, right? Most traders on your channel are beginners. Understand that. Hi, sir. Just want to know if you trade indices as much as you trade forex. No, uh, no. My main focus is the U.S. dollar and the Japanese yen. I do trade, U.S. equities from time to time, but only when they are very good setups. And when I say very good setups, when big levels that I'm waiting for price to hit, actually hit, and the setup develops. But no, on a daily basis, I don't. Right, so I hope that answers your question about my rule and why I took off that gold short that eventually hit targets and more. You know, when I was first starting out, this kind of trading days used to get on my nerves, and I would end up, over trading and burning money. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because, I speak from experience. Just focus on the setup, focus on your rules, and anything else that you cannot control, just fuck it, right? Because if you start focusing on the possibilities and the ifs and so's and perhaps and whatever, then you're not going to be profitable long term, right? So that's gold. Um, Equities. This is super bearish. I don't know. I have no setup. Yeah, I have no setup. Absolutely no setup on the down. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I really, where will you be posting the educational information? Well, mate, that's a great question. This strategy that yield 5 out of 5 winners today, the F1 strategy, I have spent the best part of a year developing it. I started very slow, because backtesting a strategy is super. I mean, it takes a lot of fucking time. First of all, you have to develop the strategy. Backtest it, tweak it because the first few, uh, let's call it the first few versions, were not profitable. So I had to tweak it, re-backtest it, and after months, I ended up with something very powerful, right? And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to release that strategy for free. Of course not. It has taken me a ton of time to develop it. I'm gonna sell it to you if you want. If you don't want, well, that's completely fine too. Yeah, access to the full. And the cool thing that I thought about it too is that if you purchase the strategy, right, and yeah, if you purchase the strategy, you also get access to the F1 strategy chat, right, or chat room, or whatever, right, where me and all other F1 strategy traders will be sharing F1 strategy setups, and that will, I mean, the idea is to create a group of minded traders for all of us to profit in these fucking markets. I am not sure if I missed the Ethereum alright. Hello, dear. So you trade over RS and take trades upon retracements only. What is your entry time frame? Well, I mean, um, I mean, some of my trades are retests of previous broken levels, but also I trade breakouts of important levels. I have three different trading systems that I use. One is for short-term trades, one is for swing trades, and the third one I rarely traded because, you know, actually I haven't traded in a while. Yeah, let's all profit. So Ethereum, yeah, Ethereum. I had a buy in Ethereum. I got stopped out. This was my idea in Ethereum. Let me show you guys, and tell me if it makes sense to you, right? This was my buy idea in Ethereum. I took a buy here at a small buy, right? And I got stopped out. My this was my actual trade, right? Long position. I took it around here. My stop losses were all the way below these lows, right? Here is where I got stopped out. My first target was here. So 2.6 R to first targets, and then second targets, you know, a 4.8 R, and then I was going to let the rest of it ride for all-time highs, right? I got stopped out. It didn't work out. That's fine. This was a very high probability trade. And the reason that I took it also is because of the retest of this massive key pivotal level in historic price action in Ethereum, right? I did everything about it, the retest. I mean, just look at this daily candle also. That retest rejection of that daily candle on that key pivotal level. And I also like that we were trading inside of a very, very uniform structure. Um, yeah, it was a starter position in the sense that I didn't went in with full risk because we were trading below my bull bear zone, right below last week's lows and the previous week's lows. So my idea was to buy retest here for and building a very, very big position. That was my idea in Ethereum. Right now, I have absolutely no clue what this market is going to do to me. It's dead. It is dead. Right? Any more questions, guys? You know, yeah, I mean, U.S. equities, there, to me, there's absolutely no level to trade off at the moment here in U.S. equities. Let's have a look at the hourly. Right. I mean, there's no levels to trade off, right? To me, on the this is the Nasdaq. We are in the middle of nowhere. Still very much bearish, right? I mean, the higher probability trade here on this market is to the downside. So again, waiting for pullbacks toward the previous broken lows. I mean, this game is about patience, right? It's about patience and waiting for those high probability trades, right? I mean, being happy triggered is going to cost you tons of money. And I mean, if you wait for those high probability setups, right, that yield massive risk to reward opportunities, that is where you're going to print money in the long term, right? Now, if you want to be part of the VIP team, also there's a link below this video that you can use. You know, both trades today eventually hit targets. Like I said, I personally got stopped out at break even on both, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I am speaking about the Nasdaq. Uh, I personally got stopped out at break even on both today, but that's fine. I mean, I mean, I only share my VIP trades. I mean, if for you it doesn't make sense to close at break even, you do you trade your account. Thanks for DJ Trade, Orlando. That was a good one. Well, Sudhir, thank God someone profited from that one. Yeah, and you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. And that's the thing, right? Um, you already made a 2x or 2R on that GJ short today. That's a good trading day. That's a good trading result, right? You should definitely stop trading and go have a walk in the park. I don't know, but why? I mean, why would we want to trade a mediocre setups just to give back the money that we made? Doesn't make sense, right? Awesome, awesome, everybody. Thank God some of you profited from that one. Hey, let's keep rocking, right? Um, let's keep rocking it. So the Nasdaq, to me, absolutely nothing to do here. I am going to wait for that pullback to this level right here. Just type whatever I need to type here later. Let's have a look on the daily ranges here on this market. Daily ranges, guys, are important because, uh, well, they're important to me for target purposes, but also just to have a look if this possible move to the upside could yield today. I don't think so, or maybe who knows? I mean, who knows, right? But yeah, this is the level. This is, yeah, it could definitely retest the 13,800, let's call it. A retest of this level would be insanely yummy. So Nasdaq hot, S&P 500 now. The S&P 500. Now this is a serious range on the spools, right? On the S&P 500. This is not the spools. This is a CFD. But yeah, this follows the mini, I think. I don't know. So again, price is in the middle of nowhere. See, in the middle of nowhere. Also very bearish. Very bearish. Also looking for sales opportunities in this market. Now, if US dollar, I'm sorry, if US equities rally today, right, and the S&P rallies towards that 43.90 level, the Nasdaq rallied towards that what it was it 13,800 level, and the Dow rallied toward. Now this is a massive level. The Dow, that's a nice one too, and the Dow rallied towards that 34 to 80 level, right? I'm not gonna take all of, all three trades. That would be insane, right? Always, I would really look for the highest, not the highest probability, of course, the highest probability trade, but also the one that gives me the best risk to reward ratio, guys, because and also, all right, so let's have a look at the daily charts because this is the reason that I wouldn't want to trade the down to the downside. You know, also, this is on the short mid-term, those possible pullbacks for shorts, right? Why? Because I am still waiting for those big buy zones here on the Dow. Uh, I mean, uh, the probability of price retesting these lows, it's kind of high, right? Why? Because, just have a look at this massive rally, right? Big buy orders are going to be placed here. So I believe that the probability of price coming down further is high on the Dow, the S&P 500, and the Nasdaq. So big buy levels. The Nasdaq has this big buy level here, a little lower, right? So yeah, there's the probability of it continuing to go down is high. I already talked about the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500 big buys are here. So the big buy level on the S&P 500 is closer to current price than on the other two indices, right? But still, I think there's room for all three to go down. Now, having said, also, why? I get this question asked a ton. If you are looking for a pullback towards those levels, why don't you buy here, right? Because the reason that I'm that I'm waiting for this level to possibly hit is because we are in an immediate down mode, right? And this is just a possible scenario that I am planning in my head, right? There is absolutely no certainty that this will happen. More so, why would you want to trade against this massive move? So, why your weekly forex report no publishes? Yeah, so Uh, I mean, I haven't done that in ages, but you are correct, mate. You are right. I'm gonna start filling up those gaps on the VIP group. The pips made, pips lost, etc. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry about that, Kumar. Um, there's nothing else that I can say. Just sorry. I mean, I have a ton on my plate, and you just heard. I mean, not only I mean I have to share my VIP thread with you guys, create analysis, etc. But on the back end, where you cannot see, I'm developing some cool stuff for you. So, not only I'm launching the F1 strategy, but I'm launching a true mentorship program. You know, that will be based on education only. So, I mean. It won't be signals. But the cool thing is that on that mentorship path, that will be capped uh, to a certain number of traders, right? Because um, I want to be as individual as I can with a small group. You're going to have direct access to me every single fucking day for educational purposes only. Yeah, so that's me. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's have a last look and go this curl machine. Yeah, that one hurt. I mean, I cannot lie. I can't lie. That one hurt. The Japanese yen. All right, I'm gonna finish off with the Japanese yen, and this is the reason that also I took a that I took. I'm sorry. That's also the reason that I took a buy on the Japanese yen by shorting the pound yen, right? So I was looking at price action today, and the break of these previous lows was one of the triggers for that pound yen short, which is in fact a Japanese yen long. Now, having said that, I mean, just have a look at the 3-day chart on the Japanese yen. From the break of these lows, the Japanese yen has depreciated about 11% from high to low, right? Now, of course, that this is the first pullback, the first real pullback that we have seen on this market since this very strong move, since the highs. What was it? At the beginning of March, right? So first real pullback, first 3-day bullish candle. Let's have a look at the daily, just for fun. Yeah, first real pullback in the Japanese yen. Now, having said that, this is and just is a pullback, in my opinion. I'm gonna show you the forward chart, right? And also the reason why my targets on the pound yen uh, where they were. It was a day trade just to profit from the break of um, this was Friday's lows, right? So this was the cool trigger. Now on the forward chart, right, we are retesting these previous broken lows. This is last week's lows, I reckon. No, March. Yeah, no, this is last month's lows. I don't know. Hold on, let me just see. Yeah, this is last month's lows. So price is retesting last month's lows right here. Um, because we are in such a bear market and this is such a massive level, for me, monthly lows, monthly highs, daily lows, daily highs, weekly lows and weekly highs are very important levels, right? When they confluence with basis, etc. That's something for the mentorship program, but in any case, um, I am really, really looking at, to see what happens with the Japanese yen, right? In the sense that if a rejection is created and a short setup develops, you know, I will be looking for shorts on the Japanese yen again. And the reason also that I'm looking for shorts here is because, I just love trading with the trend. And I love trading with the impulses, right? I'm I never take a trade on pullbacks because why would you want to trade something choppy like this if you can trade, a clean move like this one. So, this is the Japanese yen. Let's have a look at the hour very quickly. Still looking at this retest, right? Still looking very strong. There's absolutely no sign of it stopping and reversing, but the immediate structure lows are these ones, right? I don't, well, you can consider this as a structure low, but all right, let's consider this as a structure low too because of the retest of the structure high. So basically, if we get a break of the structure lows, this is where start to look for shorts on the Japanese yen, right? I never just trade levels in the sense that I don't trade blindly. I need the moves that I am going to trade to be confirmed, like Bitcoin transactions. Yeah, so I've been live for 51 minutes. I think that I went through a ton of stuff, and oh, sorry. Let's have a look. Very quickly, uh, some possible some possible levels or markets where I could, in fact, be looking for Japanese yen shorts. Now, you already know that if I'm looking for Japanese yen shorts, I will be looking for longs on the pound yen, longs on the euro yen, longs on the Aussie yen or the CAD yen, right? For the time being, there's no setup in any of these markets. This is awful. Maybe here on the CAD yen. I mean, all right, the Canadian is retesting last month's highs. This is one that could actually work should the Japanese yen reject the level that I just showed you. Yeah, this could actually work. Of course, there's absolutely no setup at the moment to buy um, in this market, right? But yeah, I'm going to patiently wait for the retest of that 100 level. This is looking very nice actually. The retest of that 100 level, um, possible risk to reward ratio on this market is looking also very good. A 3.5 possible R here on a buy. Now, yeah, I'm going to keep you guys posted. If you are a VIP, right? I'll keep you guys posted on that possible trade. Yeah, it's looking good. Again, we need that rejection on the Japanese yen, right? It's very possible that the Japanese yen is going to break, right? Where was it? Here is going to break. Um, where is it? Is going to break with it is actually kind of breaking with the March lows and come back to retest this previous broken base, right? So tons of possibilities here. We just have to be patient. And guys, knowing when to trade, right, is also a skill. Of course, I'm going to delete this because that, yep. I mean, knowing when to trade is also a skill, knowing when to just take your money off the table and just uh, go to something else is just it's also a skill. Being flat is also a position. Yeah, there will be days that you're not going to find a profitable setup to trade, and that's fine. Why would you want to trade every day? That's not how things are done or how money is made in this game. So thank you for joining me, guys. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss all of the content that we put out. And yeah, that's me. If you're not part of the VIP team, there's a link below this video where you can subscribe. I showed you a ton of possible trades that we are going to be taking with the VIP team, and stay alert for that F1 strategy that we are going to be launching. Right? So thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.